I think we're live. It says we're live. Thank you, YouTube, for that little reminder. Hey, Kenneth, if you're out there and you can hear me, man, you have respect for me. From me, I love YouTube and I love my YouTube friends, but I can honestly say that I have never listened to YouTube while I was in the
shower.
The shower. I was always able to time out from right there. Appreciate it that you're listening to us in the shower. That's pretty cool. And Laura, happy Sunday to you. I appreciate it. Scott's here. Hey, Scott. And there's Carla. She's in here too. That's sweet. Thank you, guys. Laura, I hope you don't mind. You tagged us and Catwithoutthehat tagged us. And while we're going to do them back to back, and as the questions are, some of these questions are a lot like the questions on cats. So we're just going to adapt them. We're going to play with them. We're going to do what we want to do. Hey, Sidwell Universe. Thank you for coming in, Chelsea. I'm guessing, probably.
Maybe Tyler.
Maybe Tyler. It could be Tyler. I don't know. Chelsea does a lot of, in their channel, intra-channel communications. She's often the one that's doing it. Granny Marino is here. Thank you. Mew Mew, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. This is after she's actually saying good afternoon. I know it's got to be late. Thank y'all for coming in. Let's see. Carla's not in the shower, but she is listening while on the back porch watching the trees blow in the wind. Oh man,
that's what we like to do.
We would love to have a hammock. Maybe someday we could get one of those solid state ones that actually come with their own trees, so to speak, at the end. But we've had most of our trees cut down just to save our lives and our home around here. Trees fall around here very often, but man, a hammock, man, that would be so cool. Let's see who else is coming in there. Okay, it's just. But anyway, Laura, we're going to adapt. We're going to adapt your questions and Kat's questions, and some of them are going to become like winter questions instead of specifically fall. Anyway, we'll do it. We'll make the best of it. Judith, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. Foxy Wolf, you guys got something good to eat for lunch today? She must be talking to everyone else because I had a leftover double stack from Wendy's that I heated in the microwave.
I had Hardee's.
You had Hardee's? Tam stopped by Hardee's. Tam went by the post office today to check our post office box because we've been busy the last few days and hadn't made it to the post office, and we are determined to keep our promise as much as possible to go every week and check it and make sure nothing just sits in there.
DJ's Walls here.
DJ, thank you for coming along over here. Appreciate it. Up there in Canada, we have a lot of Canadian friends.
Yeah, we do.
I love Canada, and this is honestly, Tammy. You look at Tammy's face when I'm saying this. Don't look at mine. Look at Tammy's. Whenever we have gone to Epcot at Walt Disney World, where is the only pavilion in the World Showcase that we have ever bought souvenirs from? Canada. That's the only thing. The only one that we have ever was the Canada Pavilion. We brought home stuff from there. We love Canada. Judith Elizabeth wants Arby's right about now. I'm telling you, Arby's is pretty good, especially their curly fries. Everything like that.
I never had the pita though from Arby's.
You ate at the UK Pavilion, so Tam can't eat the fish. You did eat.
Yes, I did.
You did eat. Yes. She absolutely did eat the fish and chips. From the UK. Tammy also, Tammy, we were just standing around in the UK pavilion. Hang on just a moment.
The dogs are
Lady! Hush! Sadie! Addie! Hey! Girl!
Our dogs mind really well.
Sadie! Do you not hear me speaking to you? Stop! Leave those cat squirrels, people, or whatever alone, okay? Come here. Sorry, y'all. Trying to quiet down the barking dogs. they wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, though. I'm telling you, they would run. If anything came through that fence,
they would run.
They would be at the back door beating on it to get in the house to escape whatever it was. If it was a squirrel that acted like it was aggressive, they would run from it. But as long as it's on the other side of that fence, there are really some tough dogs. Let's see. Like Judith's dog, they're very good alarms, though, right? If anything, if any noise takes place outside of our house that doesn't sound like it's far enough away, they will let you know. Sadie, come here. I need to talk to you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Thank you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. We are live streaming. There are people that are watching us and spending their time on us. So you have to be quiet. Keep it quiet.
No.
Okay. Let me get back here to these folks. So our dogs are very good alert systems. So have y'all had a good weekend so far? Everybody had a good weekend? The weather here has been pleasing to me. It hasn't been freezing cold, but there's been enough of an overcast sky that it's kept the sun from just making it feel like late summer again. So it's been pretty nice the last couple of days. And we had an epic day yesterday. We went to we were telling everybody last week that we were going to Helen. These YouTubers were having their third annual family reunion in Helen, which is just right down the street from us. So we had to go and show up for that. It was an epic day. Cat Without the Hat, thanks for coming in, bud. We got your questions here loaded up. As I was telling Laura a few minutes ago, some of the questions are a little similar, so we're going to play with them a little bit, and maybe some of them will become like, I was thinking about this, cold weather in more northern climes. I mean, even, up in Tennessee and Virginia, they're starting to probably have routinely just cold weather all the time, even just that far north. But we're still, I'm still wearing a t-shirt and Tam's wearing a shirt that breathes. So, so we're it's not that bad out here today at all, is it? It's very pleasant. So some of these questions may become cold weather like / winter questions as well. But yeah, we had a big time yesterday. I have to talk about it because it was just so much fun to hang out with these folks that we had known and respected through YouTube for a while, especially the Duo Finds. We've been watching them now since the dawn of our YouTubing. Before we actually started a channel, we were watching those guys on here. So to get to meet them and to hang out with them, and they were so nice about it, and let us hang out with them for a while and vlog with them. Had a giant collab at what happened?
DJ said Alex Trebek has died. Oh, that's sad.
That is sad. Alex had been sick.
I didn't know that.
He had been battling illness now for a few years. I'm not sure how long, but for a while. He hung in there for that is sad to hear. Wow.
That is sad.
Especially considering, Tammy and I are next in line, basically. we're moving up. If there's a ladder that goes click, 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 it gets closer to the end. Tammy and I probably just moved up a click by the demise of Mr. Trebek. It's very sad. Tammy bought me a drink while she was at Hardee's. Is this like Shadowlands? Hardee's is promoting WoW Shadowlands. Is that like their newest expansion?
I have
no idea. I haven't messed with WoW in a long time, but maybe that's their newest expansion. There, who knows? Let's see. It comes in 3 seconds. Better not be Betty White. Oh, stage 4 pancreatic cancer is what took Mr. Trebek. Wow, that's sad. I think he continued to work for a long time.
Betty White will be here before we're all gone.
Oh yeah, cancer sucks. On the hills of Sean Connery. I know. 2020 has just been. I know it's become almost cliche to say it, but there comes a point when it just stops being something coincidental, and it just seems like you know, there are great rumblings going on. It's just been, you know, so many people have died that you know, at least us, because of our age group, where we are. Alex Trebek and Sean Connery have been a part of, you know, our movies and everything since we were kids. So, wow, both of them gone in 1 year. Comes in threes. Sean Connery, now Alex. Betty White better be taking vitamins and wrapping in bubble wrap. You know, another person, you know, I've been thinking. I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say another celebrity because I'm not going to say it here. But there are a lot of older celebrities that are still out there kicking around, and you never know who's going to be the next one you hear about. Yeah, Charlie Daniels is gone.
I didn't know that.
When we were in Helen last night. We after we had said goodbye to all the other channels, we went to King Ludwig's, and the musician that was playing there was very good. Yeah, I mean, he was very good and very sing-alongable and engaged the crowd. But we were sitting there, people watching and listening, and he was naming off this list of musicians.
I wasn't paying attention.
I think Mac Davis, if I'm not incorrect, Mac Davis passed away this year. Billy Joe Shaver, David Bligsby. David, hey, thanks, man. Thanks for coming in. Scott Jacobs is here. Thanks for coming in, Scott Jacobs, in appreciation. And David, thank you guys for coming in here. Wow. This is a pleasant surprise. Thank you so much. Tammy, are you you're paying attention? Okay. Just making sure. But yeah, I think he was saying Billy Joe Shaver. Did he pass away this year? I think that's what he implied anyway. And Mac Davis and now all these actors are going. Here. Robin, thank you for coming in, Robin. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're not going to take a whole lot of y'all's time unless y'all want to talk about something, because man, we were tired from you know, you just realize how old you are, because all these channels we were hanging around with, we were of course the oldest. And Helen has a lot of hills. It is. It's hilly, and they were wanting. Some of these folks hadn't been to Helen before. And they all wanted to explore the place, and so we walked quite a bit yesterday for us anyway. But it was so much fun hanging out with them. And we went to, oh my gosh, we've done videos on this place to the point where I didn't think there was any more for us to say, but it ended up when we were collaborating with all these other channels that there was more to say. But we went back to Babyland General Hospital in Cleveland, Georgia. It's this shrine, well, not the exact birthplace, but it's a shrine to the Cabbage Patch Kid, and it's a very interesting place. All the personnel there, and it's General Hospital. They maintain character, right? They never break character. The people that are working there are attired as medical personnel. They have on scrubs. Sometimes they have on lab coats, depending on what part of the hospital they work in. They pipe the smell of baby powder through the vents in the nursery areas of this, and it's all Cabbage Patch Kid dolls. This place is
Scott said Babyland is like a fever dream.
it is. It's very. But you know, here's what's sad to me.
I'm sitting with Sadie's here.
Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming in. Wow. It's always, it just always astounds me that anybody would do that, people, when they do. Because, you know, we're not young, rich, or powerful. So when someone comes in and drops in and says hi, we know it's just because they want to be our friend. So we appreciate that. But yeah, we went to Babyland again. This was probably, how many times have we vlogged?
3 or 4.
And I'm not, that's just vlogging Babyland. We have been through there many times when we just wanted to, you know, trip out a little bit. when we wanted to step away from reality a little bit. We've just visited to see what was up. But they actually, I think I have really, Tammy, grown kind of immune to the weirdness in Babyland. To me, it's now become just acceptable. You know,
well, I like the old building that was in, before they built this.
Mm-hmm.
It was just more creepier.
And you know what I noticed too is they have preemies.
Right.
In the world of Cabbage Patch, like any other any other child born a vegetable, uh, in that world they have preemies, children that are born a little bit early, and they have a room uh, with incubators. And in the old building, let me first say, if you ever go to Babyland General Hospital, this is not some rinky-dink
No.
roadside attraction. This
It's
building is
very nice.
multi-million dollars. It's huge and beautiful. The building is beautiful. It has a southern touch to it. So it's not like it used to be at all. When Tammy and I first started going to Babyland, it was in what was actually an old doctor's office from the late 19th, early 20th century. And it kind of a combination doctor's office, doctor's residence, and sort of like hospital, because they had rooms where if someone was rushed to the doctor in the middle of the night, where they could stay. So Babyland was actually at that time in this very old building that had been designed for medical use, and they piped the sounds.
Judith says she has 2 Cabbage Patch dolls.
They are, the ones that Judith, the ones that you get at Walmart, or I think I'm not sure how much, but they are a set price. But
Homestead on Sadie wants to know how much it costs to go there.
It's free. It's free. They it's financed by the fact that they sell not only a variety of toys.
They have a huge gift shop.
They do. The gift shop is easily half of what there is to see.
Art and Abandonment Adventures.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks. I hope you're feeling a little bit better today. Thanks for coming in to see us. We were just talking about Babyland General Hospital. Michelle, a long time ago, I don't know if you remember this, is on my desk at work. She gave us a piece of abandoned art that she makes for abandoning that looks like a little Cabbage Patch Kid with a tape of Van Halen. The Cabbage Patch Kid, because we've been there so many times. But the old building, in the preemie room, they actually had, and this is strange, for whatever reason, the War Department or Department of Defense back in World War II actually had incubators made for premature children. I don't know if it was strictly for military hospitals or for areas, the occupied areas where there were people having children, but they had anyway. Babyland General Hospital.
Mama Jan's Kitchen's here.
Mama Jan, thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you coming in. We were just talking about a weird place in Georgia, but they used to have incubators that were they were either olive drab or battleship gray, and they were very functional. No thought had gone into the aesthetics of these incubators. Very something out of a 1950s or 60s sci-fi movie kind of thing. And that's what the babies used to be in, is these old World War II era incubators with speakers built into the rooms with the sounds of babies crying being piped into the rooms while we were there. So we went there and vlogged yesterday with how many other channels were actually shooting while there? Well, I don't think everybody was actually shooting. I think Smitty Travels and the Duo Finds, and I think who else was shooting yesterday? I've got to remember all this, y'all. Aimless Adventures was shooting well as well. So I think there was 4 channels, 4 of us all together. You were right, 4 of us all together were shooting at the same time, and kind of played off of each other while we were there too. And it ended up being just a lot of fun. You're in this very strange place, and you're vlogging and playing off of other YouTubers. So that was quite an experience that we got to have. Plus, we got to hang out with Helen.
Hey, Beth.
Beth, thanks for coming in.
Carter says Babyland is creepy. Dolls creep me out, honestly, so do babies.
I think everybody, and that's what's so sad, is everybody else that went that were not used to it were like totally creeped out. But to me, it was almost like, okay, we're back at Babyland again. How much creepier can it get? But it was it was still, it's all having them there to play off of. I actually noticed things. We've been in there so many times, and I have, when you're vlogging, especially, you look around and you're trying to find things that are of interest.
Mama Jan's kitchen. Show me how.
But you're trying to find things of interest, and I thought I'd run out of them there. Honestly, I thought I knew every angle of that building and everything that there was worth showing the weirdness of. But with these other guys, we played. It was a lot of fun. I'm sorry I keep dragging this out and talking about it, but it was so much fun for us yesterday to meet all these YouTubers. When we get to meet YouTubers in real life, it's wonderful. We got to meet Danielle.
Yeah.
Troll 9002, I think it is, or 4.
Yeah.
I don't think of her as her channel name. A lot of you probably get irritated that I don't use your channel name more often than I call you by your actual names, but it's hard once I know somebody's name. That's who they become. To me, it's hard to call them by a channel name. But we had so much fun yesterday, and we had
TJ's got to go. Bye, DJ.
Bye, DJ. Thanks for coming in. Poutine. We discovered this. Helen is a place of alleys. It has alleyways. And if there's enough space in these alleyways to put retail into, they will, rent that space out. I mean, if it used to be just a place where you put mop buckets, if it's big enough to do something, and they'll rent it to you if you want to have something. We discovered this little place last time we were there, and we were already fed. So we didn't need to eat again by that time. But they were advertising poutine. Now, some of you may be DJ, for instance, who just left. May be from places where poutine is on the menu of every restaurant that you go to.
It's good.
But
it's
you don't find it around here. You don't find a restaurant that advertises. No. Even they even call it. They don't even call it that at Marietta Diner. They call it. They have some
fries.
Disco fries. In other words, if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and the disco just closed and you're hungry, it's perfect food for it. And it was pretty much like that. It's good after the club closes, kind of food. But poutine in other restaurants, you just don't see it here. And we found this little hole in the wall in the back of an alley facing the river. Where they didn't have, there was not even enough space in there to eat inside. They had tables, picnic tables, a couple of picnic tables, 2 picnic tables outside, and
small
ones. And the inside it was just enough to take your order and cook your order. That's how much space was available in there.
Only one person at a time. It's so small.
Oh, they were only on because, and there are restrictions, of course, all over town. People aren't just running buck wild all over the place there. The stores have restrictions, either wearing masks or limiting the number of folks who can come into the store at one time. And that's how tiny this place was. One customer at a time could come in there, but they had poutine. So we ordered it. And here's what it was. This is what tell me if you disagree. It was some, fresh, hot fries. It was some good gravy.
Yeah,
the gravy. I mean, that's the key. I mean,
gravy,
cheese is a big part of it, but the key is that savory gravy, and they had good gravy. And here's the big thing: was that queso? It seemed like queso.
Queso's cheese.
Yes, but it's a certain kind of like a flavored
cheese.
Yeah,
that's what they call it.
Instead of cheese curds or instead of cheese whiz, they had what I believe was queso on this poutine. Queso and the best gravy. It was so good. They only served it in portions when you ordered it like a side. Like if you ordered a hamburger at a restaurant, had a side of fries, that's the size. And we thought when you ordered this, you were going to get, we were going to be sitting there half an hour munching on this stack of food. But it turned out to be small. So we actually went back in and got another order after we finished. After we finished the first order, we went back in. I can't even remember the name of this place. It's just a hole in the wall. It was like it didn't have a name even. It was like it was so small and so specialized. They sold other things there too, like food.
Yeah.
Burgers and
barbecue sandwiches,
hot dogs. They sold the kind of things you think you'd find, but the poutine was something on their menu that they had a picture of outside. And so we had, and it ended up being good. So wow. Good. I mean, we went there and to have for the meetup, and we saw these. We met these folks, had a great time, and this poutine. That if I went back, I would have to go down that little alleyway again and hope, because there's a lot of places come and go in Helen. Over time, you'll go down an alley and there'll be something there one day, and then you come back 6 months later, and it may be gone. Things come and go.
I have to make some homemade brown gravy, cook some fries and some cheese.
You'd have to fresh cut fries. You'd have to get some potatoes.
Yeah,
and cut them up and make some fries. Yeah. And then, oh man, I'm telling you, I like stuff.
I do too. I'm fat and we love it.
I've gotten to the point where when it comes to like French fries, I don't even really like them. If you're going to McDonald's, I don't even want the meal with the fries anymore. I'm not that big on fries anymore, but Tammy's watching it all over again. She's so excited about this live that she had to go back and start from the beginning and then watch the whole thing over. But I'm not big on fries these days. But if your fries have chili on them, like who is it with the great rolls? Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse has some fries, at least at our local Texas Roadhouse, that has chili.
Never ate fries there.
Really?
Yeah, it's always
they're pretty good. They're pretty good fries, and the chili, their chili is pretty good too. I mean, they sell it by the bowl, not just with the fries. But when they put the chili over the fries and add some cheese on top of it, oh wow!
Bob's here.
Bob, thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it, bud. Mind of Milton is here. Thank you, Milton, for coming in. Appreciate it. Anyway, Tam,
I'm lagging.
You're lagging?
Yeah, well, not much.
Well, you're probably not.
No, it's just a few seconds.
You okay? You think you need to click out of it and go back in?
No.
Okay. Because we could do that if you think that would help. We're going to go ahead, folks. Who's there? Ruthie just dropped in. Did you just see Ruthie come in yet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You are leaguing. Ruthie, thanks for coming by. We appreciate you.
Here she is.
Wow, you are lagging by a little bit there. I better start paying attention to the.
Well,
you could try just really quickly here. We could try. Let's swipe out of it. Let's get out of there. Good Lord, honey, you leave so much stuff open. No wonder your phone lags on stuff. Wow. Sorry, folks. Let's see here. Let's go back in. On Daddy 2. Let's go live. On Daddy 2. Bam. You should be quicker now on what's coming through. And that way I can concentrate on asking you these questions. We were tagged.
That sounds good, Bob.
What's Bob doing? What's he cooking?
Love steak fries with chicken gravy and cheddar cheese sauce with bacon.
I'm telling you, the poutine we had yesterday, Bob, it's simple. It's simplicity in itself. It's some, crispy little fries they're crispy for a while. They're not crispy through it until you get down to the point where you need a fork to eat them. But just basically fries, some really good gravy, some really good brown gravy, and queso drizzled all over the top of it. It was a really good dish. We were tagged by Laura Bruno. Laura is a good friend and has been. We've been connected with Laura now for, gosh,
wow.
It's been early in our YouTubing days. We've been connected to her, and a great friend, a great channel. Laura's cooking is. Obviously we enjoy food, so we watch a fair amount of cooking videos.
Matt's here. Hi, Sexy Matt.
Thanks for coming in, Sexy Matt. Am I lagging? No, there he is. Okay. Yeah, we watch a lot of food videos, and Laura cooks the kind of food that I want to eat. And it's not only just the home style. She puts a little spin on things that makes it look even better. Laura has hauls, and I enjoy one of my things, along with abandoned malls. That's something. Haul videos, people's hauls when they go somewhere what they get, as well as abandoned malls, or not abandoned malls necessarily, dead malls. I should say dead malls. Malls that you can still get into legally, but there's just nothing happening there.
Yeah.
So I'm a sucker for all that kind of stuff. And Laura, she brings home hauls and shows them to us too. And her cooking is just so good. I'll probably keep going back to the cooking because I love to eat.
I haven't made those cookies yet.
But and that reminds me, we need to start eating better and getting some exercise.
After we make those cookies at Matt's next recipe, then we'll eat healthy.
Yesterday, there's nothing like hanging out with people that are 20 or more years younger than you are to remind you just how out of shape you are.
Foxy, that sounds good.
What she's cooking?
Corned beef with cabbage, potatoes, and carrots.
Tams loves to cook corned beef.
Love it.
She loves to put some corned beef on, the night before, and then the night after, the next night, after it's been sitting in the pot for getting so soft and falls apart. Anyway, I'm talking about food and Cat Without the Hat. This young man, he reminds me of 35 years ago.
Bob said he's got cabbage rolls stuffed with thin sliced pork smothered in a nice sauce.
Well, Bob, it's probably Bob and Laura and everybody else in here that cooks on a regular basis. What will we be having? What will we be having tonight, honey?
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. See, I knew that's the direction this was going. Plus, our daughter. I think does she want in on supper?
I don't know.
You talked to her earlier, didn't? Oh, you didn't. But you didn't ask her.
No, I didn't think about it.
Thought maybe she wanted in on some Cracker Barrel supper or something, and it had already been planned ahead of it. But Cat Without the Hat. This young man.
Michelle, I'm sorry. Y'all starving me to death. 45 days of hospital.
Oh man.
Ew.
Though hospital food, I've eaten your hospital food or Haley's hospital food that neither one of y'all wanted while y'all were in the hospital for things, and I'm not. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad.
Eat burgers every
and
day.
You've actually gone and eaten at the local hospitals. Which cafeteria? There's been one Northside there, and it's not that bad, is it?
It's
good. So basically, the food service in some hospitals is not.
It's different, though. I mean,
is it coming from a different cafeteria?
Yeah.
They have a whole separate cooking place.
Because the cafeteria, I'm assuming. I don't know.
So I would think for efficiency's sake,
I know
even if you had different people prepping the food, it would all kind of be in the same physical location with people helping each other out and give and take. I don't know. Here, I got off on the hospital food. I'm supposed to be bragging on our friends before we answer these questions. But I think hospital food, some of it is not that bad. Even the stuff that's prepared for patients, I don't think that they're trying to make you hate the hospital. Is that what you think, Tammy? They're giving you bad food so you'll not like the hospital and stay healthy and stay out of there? You'll have to eat this swill if you come back to the hospital. So get on that diet and go walking every day.
That sounds good, Bob. A cheeseburger with caramelized onions and a chocolate shake.
Well, you put caramelized onions on virtually any meat, and it's gonna, as far as I'm concerned, from pork chops to anything, caramelized onions are that little thing that just it's just a nice little added touch to your proteins. I think.
I love sauteed onions.
I like them in other things too.
They
make a good seasoning, like if you got beans, if you got beans, if you make pintos or something like that.
Yeah.
You get some onions, get the flavor coming up out of them, and then dump it all in there with pintos.
But not caramelized onions, so.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. Okay.
I don't know. I just imagine flavors in my head, like kids imagining Christmas morning, and try to think, wow, that sounds like it'd be so good if I get a hold of some of that. But Cat Without the Hat, this young man reminds me 35 years ago when I was being younger. A family man, loves his family, and you can tell they love him, and you get some of the sweetest scenes on Cat's channel. But he also can fix anything, and I have watched this young man swing out it appeared to be, to me, 15, 20 feet at least above this on a maybe he knows better, but it looked like a sketchy rope swing. To me, it looked like it had probably been there for at least 25 years, and there wasn't any inspector from the city coming out and and checking the rope to make sure it looked like it looked like it could maybe could go. But anyway, he was swinging out over the water of this of the river. It looked like a river, uh, 20 feet at least, and then letting go and just dropping. That's to be that young again, folks. that doing something like that is just comes as easy to you as walking or breathing. To swing out on a sketchy looking rope 20 feet above the water and just let go and trust yourself to the water and to space. And he does a lot of cool stuff. Mixed martial arts. He's been getting into mixed martial arts too lately, and the kid can fight. I keep calling him kid because he's so much younger than we are, but the kid can fight, and you get a slice of a really sweet and fun and entertaining life if you go check out Cat Without the Hat, and he's in here, I believe, too. And he tagged us for these questions, which we are grateful for. Just like Laura, again, Laura. Her dishes sometimes inhabit my daydreams of the food that she cooks. So go check her out. And she's just a very sweet person. We've been connected with her now for well over a year. We've been doing this now for a year and 7 months. And I think Laura has been our friend now, our actual loyal friend on YouTube now for, gosh, most of that time, at least maybe a couple of months after we started. So a good friend, great cook, nice person. Go check out Laura. Go check out Cat Without the Hat. They both have entertaining channels, and that's something we're all striving for, isn't it? Is to have people want to spend time with us on our channel, and they are the kind of people you want to spend time with. So go check them out. Go check them out.
We need to get with the questions. Yeah.
We need to get with the questions. We're burning daylight. We're burning daylight. Okay, the first set of questions are actually the ones that were presented to us by Laura, but there will be some similarities with the ones we can't. So we're just going to play with it. We'll just play with it. What the heck? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And we may have answered this. Here's the thing: some of these we probably answered in other tags. Mix and match. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Days kind of blend together after after a certain amount of time. So I'm not sure. So Tammy, number one, what is your favorite fall scent?
Leaves. You smell leaves blowing in the wind.
Oh,
it's got that earthy smell.
The earthy smell of stuff breaking down and starting to return to the dust from which it came. That's good. That's a good one. I still keep going back to the smell of the innards of a pumpkin after a candle has been in there for a while and it's been burning a while. It's got that kind of cooked pumpkin smell from a jack-o'-lantern burning on your porch. That's a
Halloween thing. That's why I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, Halloween's part of fall.
That's true.
So
technically that's my favorite smell.
But if I had to go beyond that, it would probably be like you said, the smell of the earth returning to itself and going to sleep. Okay, number two, best way to spend a rainy day in fall time. What would you do?
Laying up on the couch watching TV.
I got to go with Tam. If it's too rainy to go outside, which is I like to go and do things. If it's too rainy to go outside, or driving conditions, and when you get to a certain age and your vision is not as good, driving in the rain or in adverse weather conditions, it's not as easy. It's not like we can't do it, but it takes more. Fall drink. Number three, Tammy, your favorite fall drink?
Coffee.
Going to be her favorite drink all the time is coffee.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I don't have a favorite, necessarily a drink that I start drinking in early fall and then drink throughout fall. But again, I think we've answered a version of this before. I do like the treat that comes from going to the apple orchards, and they have the fresh squeezed apples out of their own presses. They make their own apple juice, not apple cider necessarily.
Yeah.
But that sweet, apple juice from fresh apples. I really enjoy that. Tammy, I think I know the answer. Football, yay or nay?
No.
Tammy's not a big football fan.
No.
I'm not really much of a fan of professional football. Never have been. To me, it's always seemed like, even though you have some fine professional football performances from week to week, to me, there's a hunger in your college athlete and in your high school athlete that's just not there, or not as much. Once you've signed that contract for $15 million over 3 years, what's left to be hungry for? You can feed yourself on $15 million. Okay, but I do like college. I do like college ball. And if we had somebody to cheer for at the high school level these days, we don't have anybody with kids that are high school aged. So there's really no reason for us to go to high school games right now. Your favorite article of fall clothing?
I love this shirt I got on.
For now, at this moment in time, that's your favorite.
No, I don't know. No, I do. I take that back. I do have a sweater that I really like.
Which one? Which sweater is it?
Well, you wouldn't know if I told you.
Okay. What you go get it and try it on for?
No, that's all right.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Okay, because I think it would enhance this whole thing if you start trying on clothes.
Not a sweater that you put over your head, but a
button up, like a cardigan kind of.
a cardigan. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. It's black.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. I notice things, Tammy.
Well, I got several.
Make me think that you've got a closet in the back of the closet that you press a button and the door pops open, and you go in there and there's a whole bunch of clothes. I don't know about that. You have it there, but my favorite article, fall clothing. Tammy's going to kill me for saying this.
Yeah, oh no, I know what you're going to say.
I'm going to call it my comfy shirt. Either my in-laws, either my father and mother-in-law, or Tam's sister and her husband that I grew up with, Glenn. Gosh, how many years ago it's been? It's been 30 years anyway, right?
Oh,
Haley was a baby, so it's been 30 years ago. They bought me this shirt, and it's what do you call them when there's like a sort of like a long sleeve tee, but it has like buttons. There's a name for it that has like buttons right here at the top.
It's a casual shirt.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
I don't know.
But I've had it for years, and it was made of a material that was somewhere between sweatshirt and t-shirt material.
Very soft.
And over all this time and all this trips through the washing machine, anyway, it's ragged. The sleeves dangle. There is no elastic. They dangle it's like a wizard's sleeve. When you stretch out your hand, it like dangles, and there's little holes so you can hook if you want to hook your finger. And they didn't come with this. These are just holes that have developed over the years. The collar has come loose from the rest of it, but there's just something about on a fall day when it starts getting a little bit chilly. If it gets cold in the house, I'd put on something else. But when it's a little bit chilly, to break at that soft old comfy shirt that's ragged that Tammy just hates so much.
I would just die if somebody come to the door.
Well, I was worried because it looks like you're one of the peasants in Monty Python and the Holy Grail when you're wearing this shirt. It's just ragged and ripped to shreds. Anyway, we dwelt on that for too long. My comfy shirt is my favorite article of fall clothing. I've been happy to wear it once or twice this year. I love that thing. A haunted house or a hayride? And would you rather go to a haunted house or a hayride during fall?
A haunted house, but if it was a haunted hayride, I would love.
I'm down with that. A haunted hayride. Oh my god! And we've only ever been to one, because a haunted hayride really is an attraction that takes a lot of space. You got to have room to move those tractors through there, those wagons, and have all your different scares throughout there. So you don't find as many haunted hayrides because it just takes so much space. But yeah, I'd go on a haunted hayride before I'd go to either one, a haunted house or a hayride. You're supposed to answer it though. Would a hayride or a haunted house?
Haunted house.
Yeah, haunted house for me too. Scariest movie you have ever seen, Tammy? What's the scariest flick you've ever seen?
Poltergeist was scary.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was a good, really good special effects, good acting in that. That was a good movie. Got some creepy scenes. It still makes the hair on my arm stand up every now and then. Let's see, scariest movie I've ever seen. Because of my claustrophobia, I keep coming back to this. I always recommend to other claustrophobes, if you want to be scared, really truly scared, watch The Descent. It's a film about some young women who, on one of their reunions where they all get together from their lives, they get together on this particular occasion and go down into this cave.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to. Anyway, if you are a claustrophobe, this movie will get under your skin and will eat you alive. It's made me have moments where I had to force myself
Bye,
to look at
Matt.
it.
Thanks for joining
Thanks,
us.
Matt, for coming in. Appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, if The Descent, if small closed-in spaces bother you, then I highly recommend as a scary movie, The Descent. Your favorite candy, Tammy? This is fall related stuff.
Anything with caramel on it. I don't know what
you do like that chewy caramel.
Oh, I do. It's caramel apples.
I think any kind of, if for whatever reason in the fall, any kind of for me, any kind of peanut butter, whether it's Reese's peanut butter cups or Butterfingers, if it's a candy with a peanut butter flavor to it, I really like it, especially the peanut butter cups that are shaped like pumpkins in the fall and Christmas trees in your Christmas. These have a different ratio of chocolate and peanut butter, and it gives them a unique flavor. I'm going on about candy. What will you do or your kids do for Halloween? Halloween has already passed, so for this year. Now there will be a Halloween next year, hopefully.
Well, we didn't do
Lord
much
willing.
this past Halloween.
We did.
What did we do?
Well, we went out that day. And
yeah,
we did
that's
stuff.
Right, that's
so we were
right.
tired by the time Halloween night came. So we came in.
We didn't feel like going to the haunted house.
Right. We didn't feel like going because we knew it was going to be jam packed.
Yeah.
And we'd have to wait forever to get in.
And stand in line.
Yeah. We were going to go to a haunted house. We were going to go to a haunted car wash as well.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was all the way over in Gainesville. So we didn't want to make the journey over there for the haunted car wash. So we were in Bob's live stream that he had on Halloween.
Yeah.
And we always enjoy Bob's Saturday night get-togethers anyway. And this one was on Halloween. It had a special flavor to it, so we did that. And we had a trick-or-treater, which was very rare for us. We live in a neighborhood where people don't let their kids go up there. Thanks for coming by, Weekend RVing. We appreciate it. We're just in the middle of these questions.
Bye, Bob. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for coming in, Bob. We appreciate it, bud. Let's see here. Let's get through this, honey. We got to get through these questions because I've rattled on. As I've said many times before, I don't get to speak to many other human beings other than you, and occasionally our daughter, with actual words coming out of my mouth. Text based, I do that fairly often, but as far as actually talking, you guys are what I've got from week to week, and I just use these people for my to talk to have somebody to just ramble on about my shenanigans and stuff that makes me excited, like anybody else is going to get as excited about it. But I just have to talk about it like they're my coworker, and they are. They're like family and like coworkers.
Yeah.
We're all in this YouTube thing together. Okay, and look at me doing that. I did it again. What's your favorite fall recipe? What kind of recipe thing do you have to cook up during the fall?
Chili.
Oh yeah, I like
soup. Any kind of soup.
Any kind of hot, and
chili
that
soup,
warms your body and your soul. I'm the same way too. I would throw into that mix spaghetti. I like some good hearty spaghetti sauce and some spaghetti.
Never had that.
I think I've seen pumpkin soup lately. It's a thing. You can do more with pumpkin than it turns out. You can do more with pumpkin than pumpkin rolls. and pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
You can actually do other things with pumpkin. And other than also, if your doggy has an upset stomach, let me throw this in as a public service. If your dog ever has an upset stomach and is throwing up and can't get to the vet immediately, cans of pumpkin. Get some organic, or if you can, but just canned pumpkin. And give that to your dogs. It will settle their stomach on some occasions, but that's not a substitute for going to the vet now. That's just in the short term until you can get to the vet.
Sausage cheddar potato soup. Yum.
Oh, wow. Sausage and potato soup with sausage.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Send me the recipe, Carla.
That was good. Tam loves potato soup anyway, and French onion.
Oh, yeah.
When we go to the German, for some reason, in German restaurants, French onion soup is a staple. Here. Pamela, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. We're powering through these, trying to wrap this thing up, y'all. We know we've just dragged on. I've been using people again, as I was just discussing. What's your favorite thing about fall, Tammy? Favorite thing
it's
about
not hot.
That's it. That's it for me too. The temperature change, and today, I can feel the lack of humidity in the air. I'm a human barometer. I can tell you, just how bad, how wet it can get outside.
You said, would that work for cats as well, Mike and Tammy?
I don't know about for cats.
I don't either.
I don't, but I know that actually that you can go to like Pet MD, and your vet will.
Okay,
it was a vet that recommended. It was actually our vet that recommended us because when some dogs just will naturally have a weaker stomach than other dogs. They could both have access to the same thing, and one of them might regurgitate it, such as grass. Dogs will eat grass from time to time. So
Scott says pumpkin and green beans work for cats.
So pumpkin does work. And green beans, Scott is saying.
I didn't know about green beans.
And Scott has a Peggy, so he knows. Yeah. So, but pumpkin is really good. For we have used it on many occasions, and it's not just a tale out of school. A vet actually recommended it, and it does work. All right, let's go. Let's power through. Here is the cat without the hats questions, which actually say cold weather in several of them. So instead of thinking about this, Tammy, is like fall questions. This is cold for us. Winter. Where cat is, it may be right now that it's cold, but here we're actually outside in the backyard in shirt sleeves, so it's not that bad here at all. So this is cold weather for us, late fall. Let's just call this Thanksgiving and beyond kind of stuff. Okay, your favorite cold weather food, Tammy, for cold weather?
Same, chili and soup.
anything hot, a hot meal. And also
in the crock pot too.
I'm not as big in the wintertime. I'm already a big guy, but in the wintertime I like foods that have some kind of sustenance to them, something that you can chew. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, not necessarily a soup. So anything that's warm. Oh my, I'm thinking right now, country fried steak. That right now at this moment in time, my favorite cold weather food. Country fried steak. Your favorite cold weather smell, not autumn smell, but after the leaves are already decayed and the snow is covering what's left of them. What smell at that point is your favorite smell?
Somebody burning the fireplace and wood coming out of the fireplace.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
Are you serious?
Wood burning in a neighbor's fireplace. We use a lot, believe it or not, just to keep our chimney and cleaner. We use some of those fake logs that'll burn for like hours and hours, but are not made of wood, and they don't have a smell. But right now, I think I'm smelling it.
Somebody's burning something.
Someone's burning something, burning leaves, maybe. But anyway, the smell of wood burning in someone's fireplace. Okay, Tammy, where is your favorite place to be in the fall? In the cold. Let's say when the weather gets cold in the late fall in November and December, and what is your favorite place to be?
Inside.
Inside. I don't honestly. I like being outside. I can't stress to y'all folks. I have sweated since I was young. I think I even mentioned this in another live stream. There was a photograph of me having finished a 10K when I was 16 years old. I was skinny as a rail. I weighed 140 pounds in this picture, and my clothes were just stuck to my body from the sweat, and my head was just covered. My hair was matted with sweat. I've always sweated. So when it gets cold, I love the cold. I just love to be out in the cold.
But if you're doing something in the winter outside, you still sweat.
I know, but not as much.
I don't know. It depends.
I don't know. We did a video. If you're interested, go back. We did a video last Christmas. We did a lot of Christmas-related, winter-related videos. And we did one at Lake Lanier Islands, their Magical Nights of Lights and Carnival. And at the end of that video, I was wearing a toboggan, and we had been walking around vlogging and doing stuff. And it was also the night that they had we shot a separate vlog that night there that was of the boat parade where people decorate their boats for Christmas. Do you remember that?
What now? I was reading.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing that, and for keeping up with what's going on, because I'm just rattling on and using my friends. But you remember at Lake Lanier Islands, the parade of boats at Christmas.
Yes.
And both that night, we had vlogged not only the whole night of lights and the carnival, the Christmas carnival, but we also vlogged the whole boat thing.
And we walked a lot.
We walked forever, and it was cold, and I was wearing a toboggan. Anyway, if you're interested, the whole point of the story is, at the end of that video about Lake Lanier Island's Magical Nights of Light, I take off my toboggan, and it's cold, and the entire top of my head is smoke is drifting up from the top of my head. And anyway, I've done that before. I actually took my daughter ice skating. When I ice skated. I used to be, when I was thinner, I could ice skate, and we took my daughter ice skating. She actually took lessons.
Ozzy the Cockatoo is here.
Hey, Ozzy, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you coming in and checking in with us this afternoon. We're almost wrapping this thing up, but anyway, we went ice skating. I was skating around the ice skating rink. I generated a little heat, and Tammy said I look like the Olympic torch as I circled this ice skating rink with a trail of smoke coming off.
And kids would just stop and stare. Oh, it was
I've been stared at by kids.
Vlogging then.
I have been stared at by kids for my sweating. So, and yesterday, oh my gosh.
And adults.
We were yesterday with this. I'm like, and that was my, like, I was, I'm usually, when I meet new people, I'm fine with them,
It's your superpower.
But these folks yesterday, we were hanging out with and vlogging with, and I started sweating because we were working, we were vlogging, and I started sweating, but they were pretty cool about it. I think Smitty's an actor, and he couldn't even act like I wasn't sweating because I was sweating so profuse. But
shirt soaking wet.
Oh gosh, I love the cold. It's like the balm to my soul. Okay, so your favorite cold weather color on cold?
Well, my favorite color is red, so I don't know what my.
You mean like the Christmassy kind of red is coming Christmassy
I guess
kind of thing, or
I guess.
And fire has got kind of a reddish orange thing too.
Orange,
we've been burning logs in the fireplace, so yeah, that's a good one. I like red too, and blue. I like blue. Blue is for some reason I associate blue with cold, and there's a lot of blue in things that in the decor of winter. But I really like blue as a cold weather color. Favorite movie that puts you in the mood for cold weather times?
I have no clue.
You don't have a favorite movie that does this?
In the winter? For winter?
Well, not just for winter, for cold weather.
I know.
Cold weather. We're not thinking about this in terms of winter or in terms of fall necessarily. Just cold weather.
I can't think of anything.
I was watching a movie last night again for like the millionth time. Of the remake of Miracle on 34th Street is one of my favorite holiday movies. But Miracle on 34th Street, both versions don't start on Christmas. They actually start at Thanksgiving, earlier when it's still fall. And there's just something about that whole that movie. I love. There's something touching about Santa Claus. Anyway, I think Miracle on 34th Street, because it starts in fall and then goes all the way through until I think that's probably my favorite. Best fall event. Your favorite fall event?
I have to say, visiting like a pumpkin patch.
That's a good event. That's and we do that. It's a tradition in our family since long before vlogging to go to the pumpkin patches. Gosh, I'm going to have to say our local fair. We didn't have it this year, but our local fair is one of my favorites. And then probably the Gold Rush Festival, which they also didn't have this year, is my favorite next one. And then after that, the Duluth Fall Festival, which we also did not have this year. But those would
a lot of things we didn't have this year.
That was my three favorites. Do you have any irrational fall fears or cold weather irrational cold weather fears?
No, not really. Did you?
Irrational?
Being
no. I
mean,
being trapped. Being trapped would be bad for me, but snow probably would, because I could, my body heat. I think I could just, if there was a mound of snow, I think I could just walk toward it very slowly, and it would just melt as I came toward it. And I would pass through the middle of it. It's my superpower, Tammy.
And then you would drown from all the water.
You said it yourself. That's my superpower. I don't really have any irrational fall fears.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, do you have a painful? This is our very last question, and then we're going to let these folks. I'm going to stop using them as a sounding board for a while, and we'll let them get back to their Sunday afternoons. Do you have a painful memory associated with fall?
No.
I think the most painful. I don't have a lot of painful. Kinfolk Farm of Georgia's here. Thanks for coming in. Did you mention them to me earlier?
I don't think I did.
Thanks for coming in. We're wrapping this up, and so we won't be here and keep you much longer. But we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much dropping by and saying hello to us this afternoon.
Oh no, Judith.
What's happened to Judith?
She said.
Oh, fear ice on road.
She had a bad car crash.
On ice.
Years ago.
That's a scary. That moment when you're on ice. When you're on ice, and you realize that the steering wheel is not doing you a whole lot of good, and the brakes are doing you even less. That moment when you realize that in the ice, oh my gosh, your heart just stops for a moment. It just starts beating. Yeah. Oh man, she had a bad crash too. That's like your worst fears being realized as well. She's a forest corridor, Savannah cat. Oh, they're talking about their kitties.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But anyway, painful fall memories. Most of my fall memories aren't. But my aunt that lived with us all my life, she never married, and she was how would you describe it, Mabel?
Agoraphobic.
Well, she was a very agoraphobic. That was one thing. She never left the house, and she had a lot of. She would be considered eccentric.
That's really sweet. They said
thank you. Wow, that makes That makes it especially after a hard wow. Yeah, my aunt, she lived with us, and she was a tad eccentric. She was a bit bizarre and weird, and but she lived with us our whole life, my whole life up until that point, and took care of me when my parents would be working. And she actually, Tammy and I were having a Halloween party. We were dating at the time, and my dad knew how important the Halloween party was to us. So he didn't tell me that same night that the party was going on Halloween, that my aunt they had to rush her to the hospital. And a few days later, she actually passed away. She had worked we did a video last week about a cotton mill, and had a little bit of information about cotton mill life. But she had worked in a textile mill from the time she was a child, and she had apparently this is maybe somebody else has ever heard of this, but she had apparently breathed in over all these years of working in this. She had breathed in these tiny fibers that had been floating in the air from the process of all these machines running all this this fiber through there making textiles. There were tiny little particles of this just floating in the air like sawdust, but it was textile, and she had breathed this in over the years. And actually, they said probably some of the reason why she was a tad eccentric is she had not got enough oxygen for years. She had been living on less oxygen than or less oxygen was getting into her bloodstream for the rest of it. Anyway, she passed away during fall. She got sick on Halloween while we were at a party, and never knew until the next day. And anyway, it was a painful memory. I loved her very much.
It's called a Weaver's Lung.
Wow, I didn't even know there was actually a name for it, but that makes a lot of sense that she wouldn't be the only one.
Thanks, Ken. We look forward to meet you one day too.
Ken, thanks, man. I hope you had a good shower, by the way. Hope you feel nice and fresh now after your shower. I certainly did after I had one after yesterday. Good Lord, I sweated in front of those people, and they were so sweet about it. Though I mean, it's hard not to. It's hard to hide completely your amazement at another human being.
Yeah.
There were people there wearing hoodies from Chicago. People from Chicago had on hoodies, and yeah, I was wearing a T-shirt. I was wearing a channel T-shirt, and it had actually from here down to here, it was just a ring of where the color had changed from a light gray to wet gray all the way up through there, and it was just streaming off my head. And wow. But and that's a painful memory now for me. As much as I had fun yesterday, I sweated so much.
Scott said he's known a lot of Weavers.
He had a great shower. Scott's known a lot of I had no idea Weaver's Lung, but that makes it like like black lung for coal miners. I can see where that would be. But yeah, she had actually not been in a cotton mill for many years. But she had been exposed to it so much because they couldn't figure out what killed her, why she died, and it turned out that her lungs just eventually just gave out after all these years of trying to survive with their insides being coated.
Scott said his town's full of weavers and potters.
Wow.
What are potters?
Pottery.
Oh.
The people who do pottery.
I wasn't for sure.
I have a cabinet full of folk pottery in here, and she asked what a potter.
Well, I wasn't for sure that's what he meant.
Yeah, it was. It is a potter and clay. Let's see what we got going on here. Town's full of weavers and potters and others. May I ask how long have you two been married? You really are a wonderful couple together. 34 years, I think it is now.
I think so
this last
34. And we dated 2 years.
We dated a couple of years, so we've known each other for about 36
years.
Years altogether, and been married for about 34 of them. So yeah, we
put up a lot with each other.
No, she's the best friend I've ever had in my entire life. Oh, that's not true. You have some girlfriends. You don't ever call me girl like you do some of your friends. You don't call me boy. It's just Mike. But some people's like girl. So anyway,
Scott said they call themselves ceramic artists.
Oh wow.
The uppity potters.
Around here, I think the Georgia face jug people are just refer to themselves as just straight up potters. Some of them do. There's actually a new generation of potters who were educated at SCAD or University of Georgia, and in their fine arts department, and some of those folks probably might consider themselves ceramic artists instead of potters. They don't come from the tradition of the Metters or the Hewells, but the smart ones will actually. I've heard of this. The smart ones, even though they got these very expensive educations, they will try to get apprenticeships even after they have degrees in this art form and are pretty good. They will try to get apprenticeships with some of these old guys out in the the Georgia woods that have been doing this generationally.
Hazelnut McGee is here.
Hazelnut, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. Congrats, Mike and Tam.
I already know that.
Congratulations for our marriage, for her not killing me.
Us.
Yeah, okay.
We're not killing each other.
Oh man. Well, y'all, let's see. We've been on. Oh my gosh, we've been on here for an hour and 10 minutes, and I've mostly just rambled on, and just use folks as a sounding board. But I appreciate y'all letting us every now and then come in on a Sunday afternoon.
Really, Scott used to do pottery.
Oh wow!
For 2 years.
It has Pottery World has its own culture going on. I can imagine.
I can imagine.
There's there's actually I've visited it several times. There's a folk pottery, a Georgia folk pottery museum that specializes in the North Georgia School of folk pottery, and it's you can tell that there are not only just families and generations, but there are up and comers that are trying to make their own little niches in this world, in a world that around here anyway is like dominated by dynasties of potters. So wow. So Scott was a potter. Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Thanks, Kenneth. I appreciate it, man. Anyway, let's see what's Jude saying. I just broke my Polish pottery sugar bowl. Oh wow.
Wow.
I can imagine what it would be like if I dropped one of my face jugs and broke it. That would be. But I treat them like I'm handling nitroglycerin anyway. I love pottery. There's just something about it. I can't do anything with my hands.
No, I can either.
But I do appreciate, especially folk pottery, just people using something that's utilitarian that they need anyway in their lives, like jugs and bowls, and making them aesthetically pleasing at the same time. There's just something about that appeals to me, I guess. And face jugs are just there's a weirdness to anything. They say I think face pottery has existed since I think that there's been examples. Archaeologists have found examples of depictions of faces and visages on pottery going back to the Sumerian, which is thousands of years ago. But I think what they say the reason folks do it in North Georgia is to keep the kids out of the liquor. You put your liquor in you scary looking face jugs, and then the youngins won't mess with it. Laura's leaving, and we need to do that too. We've kept these folks on here for an hour 12. Folks, thank you again for another pleasant for us, especially Sunday afternoon. And we hope the rest of yours is pleasant as well. And we hope your week starts off well, that there's no major glitches, that everybody tries to go into it with a positive attitude. So until the next time we live stream with you guys, or until the next video we put out from both of us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.